Good Monday evening. Welcome to BCP Live. Hi, I'm Joey McWilliams. Glad you're along for the ride. Mike, I see that, I hope that you're here already. Looked like you might be here already. Are you here, Mike? Brian is here. Brian is watching from the Caddo Fire Department tonight. So, actually back in Bryan County tonight. So, that's pretty cool. I'm trying to get my other monitor to show up here. So, I like to be, I don't know, kind of prepared and do that whole show prep thing. If I'm going to, like do a show. Sometimes it works better than others. Sometimes it's a little bit easier than others. So we'll see if that happened, or maybe I just turned my own sound up somewhere. Hey, I'm glad to get to visit with you guys tonight. Robert, I'm glad you're watching. I did get the information that you were there. Yeah, hi, Mike. Man, I saw that you had already given a thumbs up, so that made my day. I appreciate that. I've always thought it was funny too. Folks sometimes will give a thumbs up before a show starts, and that's a really cool thing. It's great. It's encouraging. Those kind of things are pretty cool. Mrs. Patriot and I have also seen where people have already given a thumbs down to shows before they even come on. It's like, I feel bad for the folks doing that broadcast. Please don't give me a thumbs down before I even get on the show, or a little angry face before the show even starts. Brian, glad you're here tonight. Mrs. Patriot is here. Teresa, I am glad that you're here as well. All right, so I promised to do a couple things this week. One, I promised to talk about what's on the ballot for tomorrow. And the other thing that I promised was that we would smile and we would laugh this week. So I want to smile and I want to laugh with you all this week. I don't know really how to do it with the ballot. So, we can make up some other things to smile and laugh about, though. If you're joining us for the first time, thanks. I really appreciate you stopping by. We generally have a number of folks that will be in and out over the course of an evening. And if you watch for a little while, great. If you tune in, then you go, oh, dear God, what did I just click on? Don't feel bad. You're not the first person. You won't be the last one either. So that's fine. Just enjoy the night. Michelle, Linda, glad you're along for the ride. Michelle, I did get the information that you sent me about a potential topic for tonight. We'll see if that comes up. Anyway, I thought it was hilarious too. So that could be what makes us smile. That could be the thing that makes us smile tonight, because we do want to smile. We do want to laugh. We do want to enjoy things. Hi, Jamie. Appreciate you stopping by. Jamie Templeton here. And I imagine if Robert Miller is here, Jamie Miller may be close by. Maybe. I don't know. Let's go ahead and before we go any further, I need to go ahead and take something from the OSU mug there to get things going. OSU is not the sponsor for tonight's broadcast. We do have some advertisers, but we'll try to get that on a little bit later on. If I look fuzzy, I don't know if I'm fuzzy on your broadcast. I think the internet signal has been a little sketchy today. So if I am fuzzy, I'm sorry. I'm not really fuzzy all the time. I don't know if that's the case or not. I'll tell you what. Let's do this first and say thank you to a lot of folks, and then we'll get right into the ballots. And I don't know that it's a long night tonight, so hopefully you'll enjoy just the time. And man, bless God, we get to visit. I think that's cool. All right. I do want to say thank you to Texoma Utility Equipment, among the many sponsors that the Bryan County Patriot has. And I want to tell you something about the Patriot here in just a moment. Texoma Utility Equipment, Texoma Financial Services, People First Industries, talk about them a little bit more tomorrow, Jalapenos, Indian Nation Wholesale, Greg Phillips Insurance, Durant Station, the Choctaw Nation, Blake Utter Ford, and Abundant Life Texoma. And Mrs. Patriot says, I'm a little fuzzy and skippy. Is that just what you think about me in real life, or am I really a little fuzzy and skippy? I want to know. I really don't have any idea. Let's go to the ballots then, and we'll find out, because trust me, Mrs. Patriot will let me know if I'm a little fuzzy and skippy. That's okay. I think those would be good nicknames, though, don't you? I mean, fuzzy, skippy, those are cool nicknames. I don't know if they fit me or not, but that's all right. Okay. I'm definitely not fuzzy here. That's for sure. Let's go to the ballots. Tomorrow is election day in Bryan County. So you need to first off, the first thing you need to do is you need to pray. Okay. I'm telling you, you need to pray. You need to walk with wisdom. Be wise. We talk about this every night. Be wise. And the best way to walk in wisdom is to pray. So I encourage you to pray about how you're going to vote tomorrow. And then the second thing you need to do is vote. Okay. And I will say, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again, probably numerous more times after tonight. But everyone is all wound smooth up about November the 3rd and what's going to happen on November the 3rd. And we're going to make sure that everybody gets registered to vote. And we're going to make sure that we take off work to vote because we need to vote for this and we need to vote for that. And well, I'm going to reserve opinion. I had an opinion and I'm going to go ahead and keep that one to myself for a moment. The simple fact of the matter is this. You need to vote in every election in which you have the opportunity to vote. These local elections, they make a difference. They really do. There's something we will mention just a little bit later on tonight that has to do with one of our local schools. Decisions have to be made. School board members are important. Let me say this again. School board members are important. They make good decisions or bad decisions, hopefully good decisions, for our children and our grandchildren. Okay? So school board elections are important. Town elections are important. City tax elections are important. And I see that, amen. And honestly, there are folks within Bryan County that I think probably should have gotten a few more amens about that. School board members are important, and elections are happening, and we're going to go over those ballots tonight. Now, one thing you do need to know is that I am not going to be like the national media. I am not going to tell you how you should vote on any of these things. I am going to point out something as we get to the end that I found was interesting in the propaganda is the wrong word. Brian, well, I listen, you got to get the truck taken care of there at the fire department. You definitely need to do that. But I'm not saying propaganda. I'm saying in the information that's being put out. So I want to show you something in that and why it's so important that you listen and learn in school, that you have a decent vocabulary, and that you don't just look at everything and go, well, that's what it said on Facebook, so I've got to go this way. You know, hey, listen. And most of you don't talk like that anyway. That's all right. Okay, here we go. Not all of these ballots, by the way, will be one for you in your area, because you're not going to, if you live in Calera, you're not going to be voting for the Ashley ballot or on the Ashley ballot. Same thing. You're not going to be, you're not even within school board district. You're not going to be voting within that district for school board members. So some of these apply to you. Some of them do not. So let's get into this. Town of Bogue Chitto. If you are in Bogue Chitto, you have the opportunity to vote for this. Shall the town clerk treasurer of the town of Bogue Chitto, Oklahoma, serve as official appointed by the town board of trustees? So you're having the election now. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put these on now. You're having an election to see if the town clerk should be appointed. Two ways you can vote on this. For the proposition, yes, or against the proposition, no. You're either voting if the town clerk should be appointed by the board of trustees or not appointed by the board of trustees. So there you go. That's in Bogue Chitto. Next on the list, Ashley Public Schools. And by the way, all of these are 50%. We're looking for a majority tonight. Okay, majority tonight, 50% on the voting. Shelley, glad you're on board tonight. Fu, glad you made it in the house tonight as well. All right, Bryan County Board of Education in Ashley. Board of Education in Ashley. For office number 5, 2 choices, Casey Irvin and Roger West. This is for the Board of Education in Ashley. Okay, if you're in Ashley, you have an opportunity to vote for a board member. School board members are important. Here we go. This is Bryan County, Rock Creek. If you're in the Rock Creek School District, you have the opportunity to vote for this. This is for office number 5, school board member of the Board of Education. Your choices are Donna Sue Williams or Deidre Munson. Donna Sue Williams or Deidre Munson. So if you're in the Rock Creek area, you have the chance to vote on that. By the way, we should be able to give you some results, if not all of the results, by tomorrow night show. So be tuned in for BCP Live tomorrow night, and we do have a guest tomorrow night as well. So lots to do this week on BCP Live. This is for the town of Atchley. Town of Atchley now. This is for a sales tax, a 1% increase in the sales tax. Do approve collecting a 1% increase in sales tax, commencing at the approval of the majority of registered voters in town, with the revenue for the tax increase being used as follows: 50% to be used for vehicles and maintenance, 25% to be used for building maintenance and upkeep, and 5% to be used for capital improvement. So, and we're getting technical assistance here, so there we go. Appreciate Mrs. Patriot coming to the rescue there. If the internet signal goes completely womper-jawed, we're prepared with a backup. So anyway, and Mrs. Patriot apparently didn't like the word womper-jawed. Let's go back to this really quickly. 50% to be used for vehicles and maintenance, 25% to be used for building maintenance and upkeep, and 25% to be used for capital improvement. If you're for a 1% increase in sales tax, then you vote yes. If you are against a 1% increase in sales tax, then you vote no. I believe it's actually a little bit, not 1% what it was. It is 1% on all dollars that are spent. So stay with me. By the way, if I'm a little fuzzy on my monitor, so please, somebody, we have this internet at the house. So if I'm looking fuzzy on your monitor where you are, please let me know, and we may have to switch internet signal. Okay. Here we go. This is where they get out of the county terms and into the little bit bigger elections. Well, there's one more that's county, and we'll go to that. This is a Democrat election ballot. This is the official Democratic ballot for primary election for the United States Senator. So this is a primary for U.S. Senator. Currently, that position is held by Jim Inhofe. He's a Republican. This is the primary. Who would be running against the Republican candidate in November? Your choices are R.O. Joe Kennedy Jr., Elizabeth Bett, Abby Broyles, and Bill. If you are a Democrat or registered Democrat, then you have a chance to vote on this ballot. If you're a registered Republican, you will not have a vote on this ballot. Robin, glad you joined tonight. Appreciate that. And okay, fuzzy and sound is in and out on your end, Jason. Fuzzy and sound is messing up. All right, I'm going to do something I have not ever done before. I'm actually going to I'm going to stand up, see if we can check on something really quickly. So talk amongst yourselves. There. I need it picking up. Well, it may burn just a little more here in a moment. All right, we're trying this again. Says I'm still live. Still live here at Paul Laird Field. Ronnie Walters. Ronnie Walters in the house. Sean Rawlings. How about this, guys? Is this better? Does it look better? Everyone says fuzzy and the sound is breaking up. Is this any better now? I'm getting some little thumbs up, I think. I hope it's better on this end. I'll keep going. Turn the rabbit ears up a little. You know, there are lots of folks out there that don't know what the rabbit ears are, Robert. Okay, still fuzzy, but I sound better. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and I'll keep on going. Mrs. Patriot, I did go with the backup plan on the internet, so sorry about this tonight, and that's all right. We'll keep going. This is then the Republican ballot. Debbie, happy anniversary. Debbie, congratulations. We talked about you this past week. Billy, glad you joined tonight. Dottie, glad to see your name there as well. Ronnie, I've already said hi. Sean Rawlings. Man, it's good to see you too. All right. So we've been talking about Diana. Thank you very much. Appreciate all you guys for saying something, man. That means a lot. Still fuzzy. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be fuzzy. I look better on my monitor now than I did a while ago. It's not narcissistic. I mean, whatever. All right, here we go. Republican ballot. We just got through talking about the Democratic ballot. Let's talk about this. Tammy, good to see you tonight. Thanks for checking in, man. I appreciate that. Here are your opportunities. Now, there are more opportunities to vote on the Republican ballot, and the reason for that is that there are more people who are running as Republicans in the primaries tomorrow. So, here we go. For Corporation Commissioner, Todd Hyatt, Harold Spradling, and the winner of that primary will run in November. For United States Representative, Mark Wayne Mullen is the incumbent. There is no Democrat primary. There's a Republican primary, and those who are running are Mark Wayne Mullen, Joseph Silk, and Rhonda Hopkins. So there is your opportunity there for state offices. Now, for the county office, for county sheriff, all three candidates for county sheriff have registered Republican. This is a primary, but it will be by default the election because there are no candidates that are running as Democrats this year. So for county sheriff, here's your opportunity to vote. Okay. Yes, it's been a long time since his head was fuzzy. Now you say that, but if I go about 4 or 5 days without shaving, it gets a little fuzzy. Not like furry or anything, just a little fuzzy. All right. County sheriff, here we go. Charles Butch Boucher, Johnny Christian, Steve Neighbors. Those are your candidates for county sheriff. Johnny Christian is the sheriff currently. He's the incumbent, and so he is running for re-election, and there will be only those who are registered Republican will get to vote in this because there was no candidate registered as a Democrat. So that is tomorrow. That is for everybody in the county. Now, if you live in Atchley, you get to vote in the Atchley elections. If you live in the Rock Creek School District, you get to vote in the Rock Creek election. For everyone else, you get to vote in the county and state elections. Okay. Now, this is also a state election, so let's stay here for just a moment. All right. Hi, Jeannie. Glad you came on tonight. Appreciate that. State question 802. I thought until just recently that all the state questions would be on the ballot in November. This one, however, is on the ballot here. This is a state question, and this is something that is to amend the Oklahoma Constitution. So let's read the whole thing. I am not going to, and again, I haven't said anything about any of these candidates. I'm not going to say anything here. I do want to say something about one of the sites that's for or against this, but has nothing to do with voting for this. You need to pray. Here we go. State question number 802. Medicaid is a government-sponsored health insurance program for qualifying low-income persons. This measure would add a provision to the Oklahoma Constitution requiring the state to expand Medicaid coverage. This measure, let me read this again. You are changing the Oklahoma Constitution. This measure would add a provision to the Oklahoma Constitution requiring the state to expand Medicaid coverage. The expanded coverage would include certain persons over 18 and under 65 who are not already covered and whose annual income, as calculated under federal law, is at or below 133% of the federal poverty line. The federal poverty line changes annually. But for example, if this measure were in effect in 2019, the measure generally would have covered a single adult making less than $17,236 annually and adults in a family of 4 making less than $35,535 annually. Under this measure, the state cannot create additional restrictions that make it more difficult to qualify for expanded Medicaid coverage than it is to qualify for the Medicaid program currently in place. The Medicaid program is funded jointly by the federal government and the state. This measure would require the Oklahoma Health Care Authority to try to maximize federal funding for Medicaid expansion in Oklahoma. If the measure is approved, Oklahoma Health Care Authority has 90 days to submit all documents necessary to obtain federal approval for implementing Medicaid expansion by July 1st, 2021, which is almost exactly 1 year from today. One thing about this in reading this that I find interesting, and this is where we get a little sketchy in wording, so I just want to point this out. Did you hear what it said there? This measure would require the Oklahoma Health Care Authority to try. That's interesting to hear that we are amending a constitution to use the word try in there. To try to maximize federal funding. Now, again, that's neither for nor against. Seriously, it is neither for nor against. I just think that is interesting wording in that. And so think what you will of that. All right. So here we go. I want to show you something that has been published online. So let's look really quickly and see if it's up there. There we go. State question 802. Here's a voter's guide. And we're going to look at that voter's guide here really quickly. And if you can see that monitor, voting yes on 802 would do this. Voting no on 802 would do this. Now, if you didn't already know that this is put out by the Learn More Yes on 802 organization, you should be able to see which one they want you to vote on. This has a happy bluish green color right here. This is red. That's bad. Don't do that. This is in a lightened color where, yes, you can for sure see everything here. This is kind of grayed out a little bit, and it's not, something you want to do. So again, this is neither for nor against this. I just wanted you to see that in the quote unquote voter guide. Okay. So this is being published as a voter guide, but it's actually telling you how you should vote. Okay. Subtle things that are there as to how you should vote. All right. The other thing about that is this, and it's all in the wording. Voting yes on 802 creates 27,000 jobs. Now, I haven't seen where there are 27,000 jobs there. I don't know exactly, but I'm sure that's a good guess. And I know you have to give rough numbers there because you don't know one way or the other. It's no big deal. I'm not for or against that number. Okay. I just want to point that number out because I want to show you this over here. Voting no on 802 costs our economy $15.6 billion and more than 27,000 jobs. So there are two things here. One, it creates about 27,000 jobs. Two, if you vote against it, you've cost our economy more than 27,000 jobs. So now we're actually in the hole, which is number one, that's not true. And the second thing about this that's not entirely true, voting no on this doesn't mean somebody is now out of a job. You didn't cost the state of Oklahoma 27,000 jobs if you vote no. You cost the state of Oklahoma the opportunity to create 27,000 jobs, but there's a difference. And again, I'm not for or against this thing for this tonight. I'm still praying. I'll tell you how I vote. Well, I don't even have to tell you how I vote, but I'll vote on this later on. I'll vote on this tomorrow. I'm not for or against this. I just want to point out that this is hyperbole. And actually, if you want to take it a step further, it could be an outright deception because it's not costing. You're not kicking somebody out of a job if you vote no. You are not giving the opportunity to create a job. So how this should read, if you want to be sincere in your voting guide, cost the economy the possibility of $15.6 billion and the possibility of the creation of more than 27,000 jobs. Semantics. I know. And it's one of those things you can look at and say, well, Joey, that's great. And you're just all about semantics. Well, sometimes I am. And I think that's one of those things that when you look at it like that and you're honest with it, then you say, okay, that's a little bit deceptive. I still need to find out a little bit on my own. So, but if you looked at the bottom of the graphic, clearly it was put together by someone who wants you to vote yes on 802. Say it with me now. I'm not for or against this for the purpose of this discussion tonight. I'm just throwing that out there. Now, what's the final thing we need to get from this tonight? Go vote tomorrow. Pray tonight, vote tomorrow. I often pray while I'm in the the voting booth. I mean, I'll pray beforehand, but then I get there and sometimes I'm still not sure, and I don't have a problem saying, Father, please help me to know how to vote now. And that is all right. Okay. Beer bug numbers. Beer bug numbers. Not going to go over them. It is very likely, however, that Bryan County will probably hit triple digits sometime very soon. That's just a likelihood. And, well, okay. All my internet's pretty much gone by the wayside. So if you're still watching me right now, thanks a whole lot. That's great. Beer bug numbers. Bottom line is this. McCurtain County just absolutely, those numbers blew up. I think 200 or some odd today. They're like 400 right now, which is the 5th highest number for a county in the state of Oklahoma. That's behind only Tulsa County, which Tulsa's there, Oklahoma County, which Oklahoma City's there, Cleveland County, which Norman is there, and Texas County out in the Panhandle, which Guyman is there. And there are some places there where those numbers blew up from the word go. And so now McCurtain County, down here in southeastern Oklahoma, has the 5th highest number for a county in the state of Oklahoma. Wow, that is just really pretty interesting. So that's something, and I know Robert was pointing that out a little bit earlier. And Robert, I would like to be able to point out something else that you had shown me tonight, and I don't know because of the internet that I'm dealing with here if I'll be able to get to it or not. And I probably will post this on the Bryan County Patriot webpage just a little bit later on. So here we go. I can't show it. No, I can't show it. This from, where is it? This from Caddo. Caddo Public School District's news and alerts. Caddo Public School District news and alert from Monday, June 29th, which is today. Caddo Public Schools has been notified that, that's what it says, that a high school athlete has tested positive for COVID-19. Therefore, we are shutting down all athletic practices and workouts until July 15th. At this time, that is all the information we can give out, which that is fine by me because I don't think they need to be breaking any HIPAA laws. But so if you're concerned about Caddo athletics, there you go. All practices during the summer are temporarily shut down until July 15th. Now, here's what's neat about the school board members and making decisions. It's good. It is good to have good school boards in place to make good decisions for our students. The Oklahoma Secondary School Athletic Association made a wise decision, and I think it was like a 7-6 vote or an 8-7 vote, whatever it was narrow. But they decided a month ago to go ahead and release all the schools to make their own decisions about whether or not there should be summer workouts and summer practices heading into the new year. That's a great idea. I am all for that. I'm not pulling any punches. I'm telling you how I feel about this. That's a fantastic idea. And then where Caddo had been working out, they found out somebody tested positive. They made the decision to shut it down. It was entirely a school district issue. Okay? So maybe nobody at Silos tested positive. Don't shut them down. Keep on going. Everyone has the opportunity to make their own decisions. And so there you go. But you have to have good people in charge to make wise decisions. So that is all right. Thank you very much, Robert, for sending me that information. We'll get that on the line a little bit later on. I'm going to go ahead and put this on there. I'll read it really quickly, but just in case I go through quickly. Shelley says Oklahoma doesn't have the money for this. Governor Stitt already said so, and we are illegal ain't going to get the unexpanded Medicaid. Don't know. People sponsoring this do not know where the money will come from. We do not need to take any more money from Oklahoma. Federal government insurance is not a right. My husband and daughter do not have insurance, and I didn't have it for years. Yeah. So there is that. That's out there. I'll let you all decide. So appreciate that in the comment section tonight. We have, heard we had 12 to 14 active cases in Durant. Actually, that's probably where the number is. Janice says, today we have 12 to 14 active cases in Durant. If I had the internet up here right now, I'd be able to tell you what the number is. As of yesterday, I think it was around 11, but that's pretty close. It's all It's about the same. So, yeah, that's probably an accurate number. Ronald, thank you for sticking around tonight. Kathy, thanks for joining tonight. Alicia, glad you joined tonight as well. I appreciate that. And I have found out, by the way, according to Newsbreak, that there's another flu in China, and I was sent this earlier today. So there may be another flu in China ready to be a pandemic. Who knows? I don't even know what to say. I'll just leave that out there. We'll smile and we'll laugh about that a little bit more. Listen, that you stuck around with me tonight, being all fuzzy as I am, and listened to what I had to say. I appreciate that. We should have, in theory, we should have numbers from the election by the time we go on the air tomorrow. In theory, okay. They should be out. Voting should close by 7. Now, I don't know if we'll get all the state numbers out entirely, but we should be able to get the county numbers out. So the county elections, school board elections, county sheriff, things like that, they should be. I know. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Teresa. You're right. And she's tired of the word pandemic. All the county elections, we should be able to tell you by tomorrow night. So be watching for that. Also, we have a guest from People First Industries tomorrow night, and you do not want to miss this. People First is one of the coolest organizations, one of the coolest operations in all of Bryan County. I think this is a neat place. I think they do an incredible service, and I don't think anywhere near enough people know about what this has to offer. So we're going to be talking with someone from People First Industries tomorrow. You do not want to miss this. The gift card. The panel's still in decision mode right now. I told them take a little time. Don't stress. I would give it out this week. So no, Jamie, I'm sorry I can't tell you tonight. I did want to make it fun for them too and let them have fun with it. So they're out there. So Jamie, sorry I don't know that. Major League Baseball starts soon. Really? Are they really going to start? Because I'm still hearing that the Major League Baseball Players Association, they're still going back and forth. If you know they're going to start soon, then you may know Tammy more than I do. So, all right. I had the same little thing that my OSU coffee mug was sitting on since day one that we've had this broadcast going on, and I think it just wore down to nothing. So I have a piece of cardboard now. And I'm not sure. I am not sure. All right. Anything else? Did I miss anything tonight? I thought Wednesday. Hey, I'm all for it. I want to watch something. Listen, if we're not get to watch anything, why do I have ESPN? Why am I paying for ESPN right now? That's all I'm saying. My sports broadcasts are growing, though, and if you have nothing else to do, 2 final announcements. Shameless self-promotion here on BCP Live. All right, 2 final announcements. One, if you're on YouTube and you haven't already subscribed to Midwest Sports Net YouTube channel, please do. Please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. Trying to get to 500 by the first part of August and trying to get that number to 1,000 by the end of this calendar year. So please subscribe to Midwest Sports Net YouTube channel. Secondly, for the Bryan County Patriot, advertisers and sponsors, I believe you're getting your money's worth, and it's a real joy to tell you that we crossed 300,000 page views for the Bryan County Patriot today. 300,000 page views today. The site is growing. It's growing the right way. And I'm excited about that. It has grown organically, and I'm just very, 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 very thankful to all the folks who watch it, who come out and visit the site daily. I believe that we have something good to offer. We offer a lot of positive news. We try to tell some other things that are important tonight. We're going to talk about the Caddo news and put that out there. So we'll post that as well. But man, we try to do a lot of positive things, and I think it's something good for our town and our county and all of the Texoma area. We even have an advertiser from across the river to the south. And you know what? I want to say it's a blessing to get to visit with you all each night here on BCP Live, but the website is doing well too. And thank you to all the folks who are advertisers. Yes, Mrs. Patriot says this: if you are going to YouTube, to subscribe to Midwest Sports Net. It looks, and I actually have this up here, I can show you what it'll look like. The logo will look like this. You see this right here? This is what the logo looks like. Okay, hang on, where is it? There it is. The logo looks like this. So if you go to Midwest Sports Net's YouTube channel, why am I not pointing at that? What's wrong with me? Why can I not? What can I? There it is. Okay. Midwest Sports Net's YouTube channel. That's what the logo looks like. And I'm asking, please do subscribe. It would be really cool. It would be helpful to all of the business, and BCP Live benefits from it as well. All right. Everyone vote. Everyone vote. First pray, then vote. And that's how you take care of things on a local level. Numbers tomorrow, special guest tomorrow. Be back tomorrow, 9 o'clock. I appreciate it. Be wise. Be wise. Some of y'all thought I was going to forget. Be wise. Use discretion. And do not walk in fear. Don't do it. No deaths today. Beer bug numbers, according to the state of Oklahoma, no deaths today. There have been many days in the month of June where that has been the case. 0 added to the total today. Praise God. I think that's pretty cool. All right, we'll do this again tomorrow. God bless you. Have a great night.